segment, though. It's another one. Give done mouth to mouth.
No.
It'd be all over. I'd be dead. He's going to draw a line someplace.
You got to draw the line.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
definitely a line.
Yeah. I could call for somebody else. I would call 911.
That's pretty good. Yeah, I think I'd probably.
Huh?
Yeah, I wouldn't expect you to. I really.
You'd rather have 911.
I'd rather be dead. Probably. So.
This is getting a little too personal.
Well, ask anything. We'll answer it. Here to answer anything.
Left side, ranging is Cabrera. Now coming is Anderson, and interfered with, no. Into the stands, the umpire ruling Tim Timmons, and one beverage less than they had before.
Let's see, how does this happen? It wasn't even him. Oh, wow. It's Buddy.
Oh.
Where did what was that came flying in?
I'm not so sure that was a mistake, which on his shoulder. It looks like somebody may have thrown some stuff on him just to add insult to injury.
But I'd be kind of ticked off myself if somebody fired a pepperoni pizza at me.
Well, he's the Pepsi fan of the game until he gets thrown out.
That was unnecessary.
That really was uncalled for. Oh, he's got pizza on his face.
Between innings, we did some investigative reporting on who and what was thrown at that gentleman. There's a couple of happy couples there, aren't they?
Enjoying a summer night at Fenway Park.
Whoops.
Nick Markakis takes strike one.
Oh, a strike to Markakis, Jones, then Guerrero. Breaking ball fouled off to the left, and it is 1-2. A lot of pitches for Miller through the first 2 innings, 43 total. Late swing fouled off.
I think it's time to go down to Heidi.
This used to be a family show. One ball, 2 strikes. Markakis single in the first. On the ground, right side. Pedroia's got it. There's one away. Let's send it to Heidi.
Well done.
You're listening to the Pesky Report, a podcast dedicated to the Boston Red Sox by Red Sox fans. The Pesky Report is happy to announce that we will be sponsored by High and Happy Catering out of Springfield, Massachusetts. High and Happy Catering creates gourmet meals for small or large events with a twist. All of their meals are cannabis infused. If you are looking to have a real happy meal, call them at 413-785-8999 or search for them on Instagram at High and Happy Catering. You'll be happy you did.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Pesky Report. This is episode number 77. My name is Brad Chandler, and we are going to do an episode for the passing of Jerry Remy this past weekend. As you know, he passed away on Saturday. He lost his battle to cancer, and as you saw right before we actually started this episode, we had some of the videos of some of our favorite memories of Jerry that just so happens to be with Don Rossello. With me today is Ryan Brady. How are you doing, dude?
Really sucks, man. For as long as I can remember, Jerry Remy has been the happiest, most true Red Sox fan, that I can think of. And I thought Jerry was going to beat it again. I really didn't hear anything in the news otherwise. I mean, they respected his privacy. I thought for sure, just like all the other times we'd see Jerry in spring training, I'd be excited. I'm really, really sad. And my heart goes out to all his close friends and his family. But thank you, Jerry, for years and years of joy.
I don't think I could have said that any better. And also with us today is Hogdale. How you doing, dude?
God, dude, it's just when I saw the news, it's such a bummer. We really lost a great one. We lost a legend. Jerry Remy, his name's just synonymous with the Red Sox. Listening to games just ain't going to be the same without him. He's going to be dearly missed, and I hope he has a very peaceful rest.
Yeah. One of the first things that I thought of was just like, oh, who could they possibly? Because you can't replace Jerry. There's no way to do so. He's literally been the voice on Nesson since '88, and I know that I've been watching the Red Sox since the mid '90s, and I mean, I don't remember him calling the games back then, but I definitely remember the early 2000s. 2003 and on. So every year it's been, Remy and Don Rossello, really, and basically the childhood is just broken now. We no longer have Don Rossello. I mean, we could watch him for the Padres and whatnot, but we always had Remy. And unfortunately, we do not have that comfort anymore. And I know one of the things that I'm going to miss the most is when he would say Pedroia's name, and he would say it with an extra R, Pedroia. But his call to the Spanish people. Spanish-speaking people, buenos nachos, amigos, things like that. That's stuff I'm going to miss. I don't know about you guys, but I'm used to hearing that.
Don and Jerry were must-see TV. My wife really doesn't care about baseball at all, but she would watch, and she'd start cracking up with the two of them going back and forth, whether it was Jerry, he had the Wally thing going for a while. There was a little Wally on a chair. He had, different things going. I mean, he just had so many organic, humorous, lighthearted. In a 13-4 game, it's hard to make a baseball game entertaining. But God damn it, he did over and over and over again.
Another thing that I'm gonna remember is I see the replays all the time. Him and Tom Karen are talking, and he just lost it. He couldn't talk or anything, and they didn't know why. And then they showed the video of him playing air guitar, and then he fell.
My God.
It's and then like in my opinion, like Jerry was one of the reasons why I actually watched and listened to the game. Like a lot of people know that I'm not a huge O'Brien fan. But like him and Eckersley talking together, it was probably one of the coolest things to listen to, other than, Don Orsillo and Remy. But I typically listen to WEEI, and like this got me thinking. It's like we need to treasure every moment we have with Joe Castiglione.
Oh, yep, 100%. Yeah, because he's getting up there in years as well, obviously. And it's just like a loss like this. It just puts things into perspective. Like, really appreciate, people while we have him here. Right. Every Red Sox fan loved Jerry. Jerry's a super lovable guy. Everyone loved him. And God, it just sucks. Like the world sucks now. It's just worse without him in it. You know what I mean?
No, you're 100% correct. And yeah, I just wanted to go over. We're not going to go through a whole episode, but I definitely want to show pay our respects to Jerry Remy and what he has meant to us as Red Sox fans. And I'd like to actually get some of our favorite memories of like what his calls and things like that. So Brady, I'm going to give the floor to you and just let us know, like, what were some of your favorite calls that Jerry had or funny moments?
My favorite moment ever, I remember I was watching with my father. This is probably 05, 06. And Peterman was the character's name. It was Elaine's boss from Seinfeld. And the actor's there. He was a New England guy. And he just got married. And the sideline reporter, maybe it was Heidi Watt, and he can't remember for sure at the time, but goes over and interviews him. And again, the actor just got married like a week or two prior. So during the interview, Jerry asked the actor, "Does your wife still have the new wife smell?" And Don Orsillo completely lost it. I don't think that Jerry, it wasn't predetermined. He didn't think of it like, he's thinking like the new car smell. And then you could see the oh shit, thing, because now they can't talk for like 45 seconds because he just said, "Does she still have that new wife smell?" And I mean, like, it's not even baseball. You're tuning in just to hear him laugh and have fun. And if I can just add one other thing, is Jerry beat cancer for a long fucking time. He didn't lose to cancer. He beat cancer's ass over and over and over again. And then the Lord took him up. And the truth really is, I love that the last game he was ever at in Fenway Park, Red Sox beat the Yankees.
It was his last appearance, October 5th, 2021. He threw out the first pitch to Dennis Eckersley. That's another treasure. Like, we need to, him, Jim Rice, Yastrzemski. Granted, Yastrzemski's not really on TV or all over the national news and or not national news, but like he's not on TV and things like that. So we need to treasure these older players. Hogdale, I know you're not from the New England area, but I know you've been a lifelong Red Sox fan. So I'd like to get your favorite memories of Jerry.
Mine actually was the boo grab. I actually did get to see that game when it happened on TV. Holy fuck. It's the funniest shit ever, dude. It was 2011. 2011 was one of the first years I really started paying attention to baseball growing up, like trying to watch all the games. And it's like, yeah, this is fun. This is great.
Whoops.
Yeah, whoops. God, that's such a legendary moment. And like, God, it's like you said, Brad, we got to cherish these people while they're here, these older players and older announcers.
There are so many different things that you can say about like Jerry Remy, like things that was so lovable. Like I said, his Pedroia, him calling Pedroia. He actually came up with the nickname Big Papi. So that's going to stick around forever. Manny being Manny, I don't know if that was really him, but I know that him and Orsello used to say that a lot. One of my other favorite moments, my favorite was actually the pizza incident, because it was just so stupid. It was like he's like, and there goes the pizza.
Yeah.
But the other one was he lost a tooth.
I saw that. Yep.
And him and Orsello are sitting there like, how'd you lose? Like, you lost your tooth. Can you put it back in? Yada, yada, yada. And then Orsello's like, give me the tools. I'll put it back in. And then like he actually goes to put it back in. And then Jerry's just like, I think you put it in crooked. So, I mean, there are a lot of, I'll always miss it. I'll miss him talking to Eckersley about like their time playing the game and whatnot. It really sucks. Like, I remember finding out yesterday morning, and it was just, my heart sank. Actually, it was like one of my favorite people just died. Like, I didn't know Jerry. I've never met Jerry. But I mean, he was like one of my best friends. You know what I mean? Like, I've been listening to Jerry call games since like 2003, 2004. And it just sucks. So I just want to say, thank you for everything, Jerry. May you rest in peace. And my condolence to your family, your friends, and anyone who was close to you.
Yep. So
we actually do have some baseball things to talk about, Red Sox related. There was news that came out to was it yesterday? I believe it was yesterday that Tim Hynes is not going to return, or was that this morning? Yes, Tim Hynes is not going to return as the hitting coach for the Boston Red Sox. He's, from my understanding, this was a shock to the Red Sox front office, because nobody had asked to talk to him, to hire him or whatever. So they actually assumed that he was going to return right away. What were your thoughts when you heard Tim Hynes is not returning? Brady?
Big red cautionary flags. Not to be like the oh my God guy, but I know it's slow news time baseball-wise in Boston. But when you hear rumors and rumblings about Chaim Bloom micromanaging a little bit, and then your guy that seems like a foregone conclusion is going to stay. I mean, I can't think of the last hitting or pitching coach that wasn't fired, right? That chose to leave after the contract. It's either working awesome or they're horrible, right? It's one or the other. So I don't know, man. Alex Cora, everybody loves AC. So, I mean, they had a lot of success together. So it makes me wonder, is there something a little more to the fire, or to the smoke? Is there some fire, to it? The good news is they do have the assistant hitting coach. I don't know how to say his name, but he's been around, for as long as Hynes has been around. So to promote from within, I'm sure that they'll be okay. I'm sure they'll be fine. But it does make me concerned about some of the rumblings.
Peter Fatse.
That's why I didn't try to say it, because I'm not sure how to say his last name.
He's from Holyoke too, which is probably about 30 minutes from where I live.
Nice. And
he's, holy shit, he's young as shit too. He's 34. What were your thoughts, Hogdale?
It's a bit weird, but who knows? Maybe there's some behind the scenes where maybe he just wants to move somewhere closer to where his home is, or maybe he wants to settle down somewhere else with his family. He just doesn't like Boston that much as a town. I don't know. It could be anything. The thing is, like, I'm not too concerned about like a hitting coach for the Red Sox, because like the Red Sox are an organization with unlimited resources. So like eventually they're gonna find a guy that they can settle down with, be like, okay, this guy can click with our dudes, and we'll throw a bag at him because we're one of the richest ownership groups in baseball.
They've already promoted the assistant hitting coaches now.
And it's like if he doesn't work, I'm sure they'll find someone. Like
Yeah, there's people, as soon as that came out that Hynes wasn't returning, people were like, Ortiz, his name is Ortiz. It's like, all right, so I totally get it. Like, Ortiz was great hitter and whatnot. Just because he was a great hitter doesn't mean he would translate into a great hitting coach. I'm not saying that he would be a terrible hitting coach. I'm just saying that that's who's to say that he wants to do that? You know, he's got his deal with Fox. He does his thing with the Boston Red Sox too. You know, he'll always be tied to Boston. But I just let's get Ortiz. And it's just like, hey, a new pitching coach. Oh, his name's Pedro Martinez. Doesn't always translate. So
yeah. The truth is, when you think of Tampa Bay Rays, right? Look no further. Kyle Schneider's their pitching coach. Kyle Schneider was a journeyman starting pitcher. You know, he pitched for the Red Sox, filled in, but by no means an accomplished major league pitcher by any means. So it's not, you'd have to look far and wide to find the history of managers or coaches that thrived in the MLB. Generally speaking, there's a few. Mark McGwire had a little bit, but generally speaking, they're the guys that had to grind it out. They understand the behind the scenes, all the work. Look at Terry Francona, never got to have a budding career. It's usually the guys that have to grind through it, and that can speak to that kind of grind. It's not a glamorous job by any means, right? You know, you're watching shitloads of fucking videos just over and over again. And honestly, it seems like one season they're a star. You love the hitting or pitching coach, and the next year they're the fucking problem, and out they go. So I'm not concerned with performance on the field, but I am concerned about the why, right? You know, if he jumps to the Yankees or I think the Cubs, then you do worry about, is it greener pasture somewhere else, and why is this not the greenest pasture?
Yeah, now that when you said the micromanaging thing, there were rumors going around. I know WEEI was talking about it, and I know that you had made a post about it as well, saying that Bloom was micromanaging, and him and Core were having some like rough patches, like they were not getting along. Mm-hmm. We don't see that because we're not there, but this definitely, like you said, throws a red flag. It looks like there's a little bit of smoke here, and where there's smoke, there's fire. So we know that Core can do his thing. He did it under Dombrowski. He had a little bit of trouble in 2019. Obviously, we know what happened in 2020, and he did fantastic in 2021 with the help of Bloom. But if this is a thing, and there is, I mean, Goodwin was one. There are talks. You know, I was reading something that Jen McCaffrey wrote. It didn't seem like the team, the players really got along with Goodwin. I'm not sure if that's true. That was written in one of her articles. She did a mailbag this morning. I don't know if that's true. I seem to, you know, I didn't see anything, but again, I'm not there, you know, but hopefully that's not true. It, you know, we'll see coming into 2022 what's going to end up happening.
Well, as it pertains to Goodwin, you know, he was in control. Base running was one of his responsibilities. So all kidding aside, that's definitely not a strength of the 2021 season. No. So if it was performance based and that was, you know, part of it, I would understand. And the last thing, Brad, that I want to add to it is historically this ownership group, when there's been troubled water between hierarchy, they have failed. They have excelled in spending money. Fans crying to spend more money. I never understood that. But whenever there's been a problem, think of Theo years ago, leaving in the gorilla suit, right? When there's been problems, though, in the hierarchy a little bit, though, John Henry and company have really struggled to kind of be able to keep things together. So at the first opportunity of a member within, you know, management to leave, he chooses to do so. From a team that was within just a couple of wins from a World Series appearance, that I find that concerning. If something comes out, I think if you said, oh, you want to live closer to home, I think it would already been out. If it was, oh, he wants to take on, looking for a bench coach job, a promotion, I think that would have already come out. Right. I'm concerned that he just wasn't happy. And the question, if he's not happy, then what the fuck is going on?
Right.
When I hear about it's like, Cora Bay having friction with Hein Bloom, because I'm thinking about like his postseason bullpen management and some of those bad bullpen decisions that he made. Bloom wasn't micromanaging enough at points, because fucking some of those decisions, the analytics don't tell you to do any of them. Or it's like, you went on your gut. That's fine. We could do that on occasion. But like a lot of these, it seemed like these are the wrong moves. I'm like, okay, well, is Bloom maybe adding a bit more of his influence a bad thing? It seemed to work pretty well this year. I don't know.
Those two guys need to have a good marriage, right? They need to be able to bend and go back and forth, and they should not agree on everything. There needs to be constructive disagreements. But the fact that Tim Hynes must have said, fuck this shit, I'm out of here. That's for a team that was really overachieved expectations this year.
Not even just this year, in the past 4 years, since he was here, they led in almost all major league offensive numbers. So it's going to be something that we're going to end up finding out next year. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. The next thing I wanted to talk about is Raquel Fiera. I think that's how you say her name. I believe the Mets actually asked to speak to her before the last time we recorded, and we didn't talk about it. She has been a part of the Boston Red Sox organization since 1999. It seems like she's probably one of the longest tenured members she's been there longer than the owners. There's that.
Yeah, that's absurd.
Yeah, so that's a very long time. So she was first hired in 1999 as an administrative assistant. In 2003, she was promoted to the director of minor league administration by Theo. In 2014, she was promoted as the vice president of baseball administration, and she was the third female vice president of baseball operations, joining Gene Aftermath and Ken Ing. And she had Fiera. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing her name. Has led large player signings for the Boston Red Sox, such as the 6-year, $120 million contract extension for Xander Bogaerts in 2013.
Fire.
Yeah, real fire. She's from Rhode Island, and the New York Mets. One of the Mets are going to Met. They are looking to speak to her. They asked the Boston Red Sox if they could speak with her so that she could be, I believe, the president of baseball operations. I mean, that's cool and everything, cool. But I mean, it's the Mets. Is that, do you really want to go there? Can you clean that up?
I don't want her to go. I mean, you have someone that's been in this market for a long fucking time. I don't want her to go. She's seen more games at Fenway as part of an executive group than anyone, right? So we don't want her going anywhere at all. I wish nothing but the best. Going to the Mets, shit, man. It doesn't matter who you are. That's a tough draw.
All right, whose dog's barking?
I think Brady's.
Sorry.
Dude, since 1999, that's so hard to stick around an organization that long. You're just blended in with all these new management groups. Think of how many GMs and presidents of baseball ops that she's outlasted. That's absurd.
It's true.
Who was in 99? Who was before Theo? Was it Duquette?
Dan Duquette.
It was Duquette. Then it was Theo. Then it was Sherrington. Then it was Dabrowski.
Well, you skip one. You also have Ben and Jed when Theo left for a little bit. Jesus and there was Christ. The co-GM. Well, you got to be accurate. Then Theo comes back. right?
That really counts.
Then Dan Charrington, who, by the way, I met at my local elementary school just a few years ago. That's a story. He's a great guy. Then Dave Dombrowski, oddly hired, and then now with Hynes. So she's had a lot to work with. I just hope she doesn't go.
I don't want her to go either.
Nope. Give her more money. Give her.
I think she could do better than the Mets. If you're gonna go somewhere, go better than the Mets. Like, I would say Mariners, but that's almost the same.
Yeah, trade one loser franchise for an even loser franchise.
A loser.
Yeah.
I like it that plays. Yep.
Yeah.
It just stinks because, you know, when you run a successful team, other teams try to come poaching. I definitely for her, I hope, absolutely, because, in addition to being, another, getting a chance to another female, which I think is huge. It also promotes the idea that for a long time, there's been the idea that only people that have played Major League Baseball or minor league baseball could really make these decisions. And you're seeing that's not so. You have to have a brain. And obviously she's got a good one.
Yeah. I like to see her follow the footsteps of Ken Ing.
Yeah, it's just cool to get more women involved in baseball. Get another lady president of baseball ops. It'd be cool.
I guess it would be cool if she went to the Mets and just like cleaned that whole mess up. I mean, like everything that's been wrong with them has been like one guy's sending dick pics, the other one's a drunk who's getting it dewy. I mean, and then maybe she can actually have the owner stop being a dickhead too. Get him to stay off of Twitter. I mean,
Mr. Cohen, I'm gonna need you to stop calling Javi Baez a little bitch on Twitter, dude. Like, it's gotten out of hand.
I mean, seriously, you're the goddamn owner. Like, don't okay, you have fun with the fans and shit and whatnot, but it's like at some point you got to be like, all right, that's enough. Like, I shouldn't be doing this. Like, once the GameStop thing happened, I remember he left Twitter for like a month. And then, like, you didn't hear shit from him. And then he came back and he was talking shit about the players. And it's like,
yeah, when he said Noah Syndergaard had small PP energy, I thought it got out of hand.
No, he didn't say that, did he?
No, he didn't. I'm just making shit up now at this point.
I wouldn't put it past him.
It's a tough job, though. Like the Marlins are a tough job because they're the Marlins. There's not a big payroll, but there's low expectations, right?
Is it really that tough? I mean, like, I'm not taking anything away from Kim Ing, but she's got Derek Jeter there.
Fuck, so who gives a shit that he's there? Michael Jordan ran a lot of basketball teams. How'd that work out?
Well, no, he runs the Charlotte Hornets, and they're like the worst team consistently for like 20
Derek
years.
Jeter being there is just if there needs to be a press release, let him go say it because he's to go handle it because he's whatever. But the truth really is the Marlins, that's a team that has one set of problems because they have a low payroll, beautiful ballpark, don't really fill it up all that well. Should be a draw, but it's really not. You go to the Mets, you have a huge payroll, you have an owner that wants to win, then why the fuck aren't you, right? And there is something fundamentally wrong with that team. I don't know what the fuck it is, but like no one can put their finger on it. They don't have a good manager, haven't for a long time. They have super talented baseball players, but they can't win a lot of baseball games. That's fucking weird.
Bobby V was a good manager for them.
That's forever ago.
Do you remember when he got fucking ejected from a game and he came back in fucking disguise?
Oh my god, he's there like the fucking like mustache nose or whatever. Yeah. Like the oh my god, it's the best. It's like the funniest video I've ever seen.
He's trying to become mayor of one of the towns in Connecticut.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Hopefully there's more Yankee fans there than Red Sox fans.
Oh, don't say that. You never want that.
So good luck to her. If she's going to get, I thought it was for GM, not for baseball ops, because I think Sandy's still staying on.
Okay,
not is he? Why?
Yeah,
I feel bad
because why the fuck not? Sandy's just a glutton for punishment. He's like, whatever.
God,
fuck it.
I just don't understand. The Mets just need to figure it out, dude. It's starting to get sad.
I do expect Cohen
Starting?
just to become like the Jerry Jones, the Cowboys owner, and just be like, I'm owner / GM / head of baseball ops, and just fucking really ruin it.
Yeah, like get his own radio show that he goes on every Monday.
Yeah.
I really thought I expected the Mets to be a lot better than they were going to be. Granted, it's only been 1 year that he's on the team, so you can't really talk too much shit about it. But all right, guys. There was other news, and this one was actually kind of out of left field, and no point intended. Bob Melvin was hired as the Padres manager.
Good hire.
Shocked?
Yeah.
No. How the fuck did the A's let this guy go?
My whole thing is that the A's had a 2022 option, and I believe they picked it up. So it's like the Padres aren't sending anything to the A's. So what happened?
I mean, he told the owner to fucking kiss his balls, and he's like, "I'm done. I'm done with your fucking sewer-smelling stadium. Fuck you. I'm out. Spend more money on the team, you pieces of garbage."
I think a lot of it, from what I'm reading, is money is beyond tight. It's always tight in Oakland, but like now more so than fucking ever. So yeah, Bob Melvin, I think at 4.5. Nope, because we could bring in someone at 750. To run the team, we gotta fucking count pennies. So I was relayed back to Boston Red Sox, right? I have to. Is Chris Bassett due for, I believe, 8.5, $9 million in his last year of arbitration? Sean Manaea is about 10.5. Olson's got time, about one year, as well as Frankie Montez, who's actually from the Red Sox in a trade back when. So if this team's about to go on a purge, and the A's always do eventually, right? That's their cycle. I think their cycle's up, but they just can't afford Bob Melvin this time around. And good luck to Bob Melvin, because he's a good ass manager, man. But
bro, he's going to be managing Fernando Tatis Jr.
That's awesome. Now, and what's his face is coming back too? Isn't Clevenger?
Oh yeah,
Clevenger. Yep.
Oh my god.
Right. So like you see, like they're getting more back. And good point. They also have Don Orsillo there too.
True. I mean, that's the best.
So I mean, that's pretty good.
I don't know if there's an organization I hate irrationally more than the Oakland A's. I just hate them. I just don't like them. I don't hate the Rays though. Like fucking like at least the Rays with their penny pinching, they actually win anything. Like they win a round and like fucking do something. The A's are like, no, we're gonna penny pinch and we're gonna win in the regular season, and it all concludes in our master plan in losing in the first round of the playoffs every time. We're one of the most well-run organizations in baseball, apparently, but we can't win more than one fucking playoff round. We're the Oakland A's. Like, I hate them, dude.
Terrible.
Like, I don't know how their fans are fans of their players. They purge their players every few years. They never want to pay anyone who's actually any good. They're penny pinching probably because they are about to get that new stadium, and it's like, okay. You're going to introduce that new stadium in a few years with a team that's a bottom feeder because you've purged all the pieces. Good idea, Chief. Losers, all of them.
Is it possible that they're thinking the reverse here for a second? That if we're going to open up a stadium in 2 or 3 years, let's fucking purge now, right? Because I think they have about the 26th ranked minor league system. Let's fucking purge it now. Let's go in a rebuild. And in 2 or 3 years when the stadium opens, now all of a sudden, we're ready to roll again because we have to, right? We have to run things differently. Maybe purge before it's time. And then maybe they do something like the Bob Melvin Memorial Bridge or some shit like that out there because like maybe Bob Melvin makes a little bit of this possible because they're not paying him. Maybe Tim Hynes goes to Oakland and becomes the manager.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, just like hopefully. I mean, I feel bad for his fans.
Freeman was talking about how Ron Washington deserves it, but if Washington is going to go over there, he doesn't deserve what they're about to do. No, so I wouldn't mind them taking Tim Hynes. He'll be disappointed.
Oh yeah.
No shit.
Yeah, no, it's definitely curious to see what the A's are going to do, because obviously they're cutting money, but they have a lot of guys that are about to be free agents, which means I think that trading season's about to happen, and then they're going to rebuild. And man, they have some interesting pieces out there for sure.
It really is good their new stadium's on the horizon, because that place is a dump. The only place that makes it look good is the Trop. Like, other than that, like, the Oakland Coliseum is just a shithole.
Not many places make the Oakland Coliseum look any good. And I think the Trop actually looks better than that place. I mean,
really?
What's better than seeing like 10,000 seagulls just fucking flying into the goddamn Coliseum?
And like how like the field is like fucking so many feet away from the actual stands because it was also made as a football stadium. And that place was a dump when it was a football stadium too.
Well, look at the fact that like their bullpen is on the field. Like, fuck you. Make a real bullpen. Not a
single A ballpark.
Not a fucking arm barn.
Maybe.
How the fuck they didn't win when they had Mulder, Zito, and Hudson? I mean, you had 3 premier guys at the top of their game. They had Miguel Tejada at short, Eric Chavez. I mean, they had some real talented players, but they put like the Anaheim Angels. They put nothing around those fucking people. Like, they were they showed Artie Moreno the roadmap of how not to complete a baseball team, right? And he was like, "Got it,
Billy Bean."
Listen, he did a lot for not having much, but the one thing I'll say is Tampa Bay Rays during the season, they had a hole in their lineup. They go out and spent money to get Nelson Cruz. They did. Now
Cruz didn't do anything for them,
but the ownership was willing to take. They did try.
That is true. I will
literally
say
anything.
Right. Nelson Cruz, I don't remember what he was making last year, but I'm sure they took on at least $5 or $6 million to payroll, which is very significant for the Tampa Bay Rays to take that kind of money back. That's not their norm.
Can I just say a quick fuck the Rays for their whole move into we're playing half our games in Montreal. We tried playing games in Tampa, and it just won't work for a full season. You didn't even put the stadium in Tampa, you fucking sacks of shit. I hope the Rays fail just to spite their ownership. I fucking hate all those pieces of garbage.
So Cruz made $13 million last year. So they probably had to eat like 7 of it, 6 or 7.
That's kind of significant for a team that doesn't have a big payroll. So I mean, ownership did try to win. They didn't sit back, but I think Oakland is now ready to blow it all the fuck up and have like lowest payroll. Like, they're gonna rival the Pirates for lowest payroll in baseball.
Oh God!
And let's see what happens now.
All right, guys, let's talk about the World Series. We had 3 games this weekend. All of them at Atlanta. Atlanta did pretty damn good. They have won all of their postseason games at home so far until last night. On Friday, they won 0-2. That one was a close game. That one scared the shit out of me. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. Carlos Correa and Altuve probably scare me more than anybody else. Like Yordan Alvarez, he scares me. But, like, I know that Correa and Altuve have been there before and they can get the massive hits, whereas Alvarez is still pretty young in the league. But they always scare me, and the fact that the Braves ended up winning 2-0 was significant in my opinion. I'd like to also say that I'm not rooting for the Atlanta Braves because I hate the Astros or that I think, the Astros cheated. I'm actually rooting for the Braves because I want to see Freddie win a fucking ring.
I second that motion. I second that.
Pretty fucking cool.
I'm not oh my God, they cheated, blah, blah, blah. That's not it. Freddie Freeman's a good dude, man. And to see that guy, plus, I can't root for the team that beats my team. That's just, that's that. But it helps that I really like Freddie Freeman. I'd root for him anyway.
They were the better team. And we all knew that at the beginning of the year. We talked about it at previous episodes that the Astros were going to be the team to beat in the American League. And we were right.
The fact that they played with them in a series, though, like, and that, it wasn't just like whatever, like they
didn't just get swept.
Right.
Yeah.
No, they put up a little bit of fight, and then all of a sudden, the better team won out. And without Lance McCullers, that's huge. I do think the Braves might be in a little bit of trouble, though.
Why? Because they don't have Morton?
I think because they don't have the Morton. I think the pen has gotten a little overexposed. I was reading an article today about Zach Britton talked about this a couple years ago in the postseason. If you see a reliever that many times in a series, they kind of start to figure it out a little bit. They've had to go to so many bullpen games recently, and really kind of exhausting. That pen. And now they're being like kind of a little overseen, overused, but momentum too. You know what I mean? You're going back to Houston now. You had a chance to close them out, but you didn't. They're one win away from a rock in Game 7. They had a chance to put away.
Yeah, I mean, thing about the Braves, like why I'm concerned about them is because they're an Atlanta sports team that's up 3-1, and they are.
That's good.
The whole city is cursed. It's a cursed city. Like when it comes to like holding leads and like playing well, it's like, oh, they had us in the first half. Not gonna lie, but like flashing back to a lot of the Braves teams in the 90s, they didn't win as much as they should have. They only got the one World Series with like all those great Braves teams, and they lost so many series. Recent Atlanta sports history, obviously the Falcons blew a 28-3 lead in the Super Bowl. It's just a curse of a city that's upon them, and I understand why Braves fans might still feel nervous, and it's why I feel nervous about them.
Can you just pet your dog?
She's in heat right now, so she's a bit more fussy than usual. She's going through it, poor thing. Shut the fuck up. Yeah, so she's tired.
Put a muzzle on that thing.
No.
Help her out, Hogdale. Help.
Shut the fuck up. Oh my god.
All right, so the next game Saturday night, the Astros made it a little more interesting. Each team got 8 hits, but the Braves ended up scoring one more run more than the Astros, so they ended up taking a 3-1 lead on the series. This was the Zach Greinke game, and he had 4 innings, and he pitched 4 innings, 3 strikeouts, 4 hits. There are a lot of people out there that were really pissed off at the fact that he only threw 58 pitches and then he got pulled. The reason why he got pulled was because he was up in the top of the 5th.
He's also only started like 3 games in the past 6-7 weeks.
Yeah.
I mean,
people don't give a shit about that.
But I mean, like, someone, I think it was like Ken Rosenthal, he had a really good article about like how the bullpens, like on both sides, have been making the correct decision and pulling out these pitchers a little bit early when before the 3rd time through the order. And it's just, people from his generation are just getting mad at it because this isn't the baseball that I grew up with, damn it. It's like they're mad about people. They're mad about managers like managing in an efficient way that will help them win the game. It's like you want them to do the objectively wrong thing because it makes you feel better. Okay, sure, dude. Good idea.
Yeah, no. I mean, managed it right, made all the, I felt like the right decisions. It was a good baseball game, kind of back and forth. Braves had all the momentum, winning that game, going up 3-1. Things were looking real good. I still think it's cool as hell that their entire outfield is trade deadline acquisitions. Like, that's pretty nuts, man. Like, I don't know how many teams really can say that, that made it to the World Series and are 1 win away from a championship, that their entire fucking outfield is guys that just came to that team. I think that speaks a lot to the manager as well to get them moving in.
Speaking of the outfield and talking about balls being all hit all over the place and whatnot, batting leadoff for the Red Sox is the Lawnmower 4.0 from our friends at Manscaped. This 4th generation trimmer is going to help you dodge hairy balls this October November now. Like the Orioles dodged the win column this season. Today's sponsor, Manscaped, are the global leaders in male grooming, trusted by over 2 million men worldwide. Raise your hand if you're trusting Manscaped. Swing for the fences and use the right tools for the job with Manscaped. For all your hairiest grooming needs, you can get 20% off your order plus free shipping at manscaped.com. I just got the whole body wash, the set. They sent. I bought this. It smells so good, so good,
so good, so
good. Yeah. And I got a thing of cologne, which isn't overbearing. Like, I wear this regularly now. It's not one of those high, like, perfume type smells that are gonna like kill your sinus. So it smells real good. The ball toner, the ball deodorant, fantastic. The nostril weed whacker with the that does your ears and your nose, and of course the lawnmower 4.0 with its nice light LED lights.
Now, can I just say real quick, Christmas season is upon us, and
it actually is.
And everywhere you read, you can see that distribution is going to take longer than normally planned. So you want to start thinking about right now about the Christmas season, getting your loved ones thing for the balls, getting all the men in your life taken care of. But let's not wait till the last second here. Let's pre-plan. Early bird gets the worm, and also gets their ball hair trimmed the way it needs to be.
Right. And like I said, if like, definitely I would suggest getting the 4.0, the lawnmower 4.0. Fantastic device. I've used trimmers before, like other trimmers. Not as good. Not nearly as good. The best ones I've used yet. And also, like, I'm not even going to sit here and just bullshit you. The ball deodorant, fantastic smell. So, like, if you got, you take a shower and whatnot, you just air your balls out and whatnot. No, dry those motherfuckers up. Put some deodorant on there. I'm telling you right now, you're going to enjoy it. All right, gentlemen, let's move on. We got game 3 to talk about. Last night, out of all 3 of these games, this was the only one that I actually got to watch any of. The other 2, I was out and about, so I was listening to the game, and I was actually getting a little pissed off because I couldn't find it on the radio. Finally found it. It started off real good for the Atlanta Braves. They ended up getting a grand slam in the. Yeah, kill me. What the fuck does that even mean?
For you guys who don't know, we have like a little sidebar chat, like for when we're doing these episodes, and sometimes I'll just type shitty jokes onto the side. It just derails the whole podcast. It's very fun. Was
definitely a shitty joke. Heyman, more like layman. Okay, whatever. So there was please kill me. Now, and there was I'm not even joking. A grand slam in the first inning, and it was like, oh my God, the Braves are just gonna fucking win this game, So this is now the 4th grand slam that the Houston Astros have had hit against them in the postseason. 3 of them were the Boston Red Sox. And then I was just like, wow, they're just gonna trample these guys. And then fucking the Astros did what the Astros normally do. They scored 9 fucking runs where the Atlanta Braves only scored 5. I want the fucking Astros to lose. I honestly don't care if the Astros lose. I just want the Braves to win. There's that.
Okay.
Yeah. So, what are your guys' thoughts on the 3-game series that happened in Atlanta? Do we think that this is going to be Freeman's last appearance in Atlanta as a Brave?
Gotta hope not. He really should just be a Brave for life. I really hope they pay him. Like, he deserves to be there forever. And it'd be really sad if he left.
I would be shocked if he doesn't stay. I mean, I guess the Yankees could be in, a market for a big first baseman. I don't see many big teams
Rizzo
being in the
wants to
market.
come back.
Yeah, I don't see a fit. I hope he stays. I thought there were some good baseball games, but the way they lost up 4, then losing it, that's concerning to me because that's momentum like a motherfucker back to the Astros.
I want Freeman to stay. If he's not going to stay there, then fuck it, bring him to Boston. I don't care if it's blocking Tristan Casas or not.
Right. Fucking move Casas to the outfield. Let's go.
Put him at third base. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, right.
Well, so a little concerned about the Braves. Like I said, I mean, it's good that they have 2 traditional starting pitchers going Game 6 and potential Game 7. So it doesn't have to be any more bullpen games for them, and that's great. But that's a tough way to lose, man. This is a gut check time for sure.
We'll figure it out. Is Friedman pitching?
For fuck's sake. Not
again. Yeah, I think he is, actually. I think Friedman. Right. Yeah, Friedman.
All right, Friedman.
Next Fried. That's what I call him.
All right. All right, guys. We are going to come back after the World Series is done. Hopefully it's tomorrow. If not, then it will be Wednesday. So we will record no later than Thursday. I think Thursday will be the day we should record. And what have we decided that we're going to just do one a week until?
Yeah.
Unless something crazy happens,
Red Sox
signed Freddie Freeman also.
Hogdale, is Brady's computer frozen for you? His video?
Yeah, he's just got like a shit-eating grin frozen for me. It's very funny.
He's really?
Like, yeah, you're just like frozen. You look like
you look like a fucking rabbit, dude.
Like really unfroze.
Okay. I got it though. No. I got the picture. I snipped it out. Here,
it was funny.
Check the here. There you go. I just sent it to you.
That was the picture.
Yeah, that's you. That's what you look like.
Let me see. Oh God, I do.
Yeah, you fucking froze again.
Oh no,
your computer fucking sucks.
I don't even know what to do anymore.
It's a rough deal.
It's because you have a fucking shitty computer. You get a good one.
Manscaped doesn't make one. If they did, I'd buy it.
Well, go buy one and put the Manscaped sticker on it or something.
All right, that checks out. Good point.
Yeah, good point. I will post the picture on Twitter for everybody to enjoy. Any last words? Like, do we want to say anything about Jerry or anything baseball related before we go?
I'm good. Just rip Jerry. Have a peaceful rest. We love you.
And we'll miss him.
We'll miss him.
There was a report at a Heyman that he thinks JD is going to opt out. That either means everything.
I
or
don't
nothing.
believe that's Heyman. I believe that was Rosenthal.
So it's either 100% accurate or 100% false. That's it. So we'll find out.
I think what's going to end up happening is if he opts out, they get Schwarber. If he opts in, they still get Schwarber and they try to trade him.
Yep.
That sounds great. I'll take that. Sox roughly at $175 million in the payroll. No
160.
idea. You have to include medical expenses, arbitration numbers. They're at roughly 175 with all other expenditures.
Jen McCaffrey's article earlier today said 160.
Anyway,
I'll provide you with updated anecdotal evidence for you. So be curious to see how slow this winter is going to go because we don't have an agreement. So I don't think a whole hell of a lot of signings are going to happen until that's cleared up. Nope. Thank you, Jerry Remy, for everything. My thoughts really to your family. I know what it's like to lose. I know everyone out there has lost someone they love. And he brought so much joy to everyone. He was a good one.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jerry.
Jerry, fantastic behind the mic. Fantastic. It's just not going to be the same. The first spring training game that we get to hear, we're going to realize that we're we're going to like not erase it from our memory, but we're just going to completely forget about it for a moment, and then it's going to come on, and then he's not going to be there, and then like the first real game of the season is going to happen, and that's where it's going to end up hitting everybody.
Sucks.
That sucks. And as we've said plenty of times before, you know, condolence to the family and friends, and the coworkers too. I mean, you got Don Orsello, you have you know, I might not like Dan O'Brien, but he worked with Jerry on a regular basis, almost daily. So condolences to everybody. All right, guys, thank you for joining me. And Jesus Christ, Brady, that is a funny picture. We will be back hopefully no later than Thursday. Do you guys just want to call it Thursday, or do you want to do it if it happens tomorrow? We'll do it Wednesday. The day after the World Series ends.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm down. I'm down for whatever. So
we'll see you then.
Thank you for listening to the Pesky Report. Make sure to follow us on social media at Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Pesky Report. No matter what platform you're listening to us on, please make sure to leave us a review and a comment and let us know how we're doing. And don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode.
Thank you for listening to this Belly Up Sports Podcast Network product. Some said we go belly up, so we made it our name, and we're still here.